Okay, looking good. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, or NHTSA, 1 in 3 Americans will be involved in a traffic accident or a vehicle breakdown in the next year. That's a lot. What if I told you there is a way that you could guard against such a situation by doing one simple thing? What if I told you it was easy and cheap, and that after doing it, you hardly ever had to think about it again? But why should you listen to me? Well, I spent over 20 years as a military policeman in the Army. About 12 of those as an accident investigator. When I wasn't busy solving the mysteries of vehicular motion, my job took me to some of the most remote locations on Earth. And while I was there, I had to keep my vehicle running with very little support. Finally, I spent some time as a search and rescue member in the middle of the Mojave Desert in California, where it seems like everything breaks down. So I'm here to tell you these three things. There's a good chance you're going to find yourself stuck on the side of the road at some point. Number two is doing one simple thing can get you back on the road quickly and safely. And third, you and your loved ones can avoid the high cost and the danger involved with being stranded in the middle of nowhere just by doing this simple thing. So let's get to it. Now, what are we talking about when we say emergencies? Well, according to NHTSA, there's 6 million traffic accidents in the US each year. There are also over 69 million vehicle breakdowns each year. These emergencies result in billions of dollars spent. The average cost of a tow can be around $250, and the average cost of minor vehicle repairs is over $500. So there's a really good chance that you're going to have some sort of vehicle emergency eventually, and you're going to have to deal with the associated costs. Would it be nice if there's a simple way that we could avoid all that? Well, there is, and I have a solution. Keep an emergency kit in your vehicle. Do that, and you'll be prepared for most of the little emergencies that happen on the road. Yes, it really is that easy. Most of the emergencies we face are simple things: flat tires, busted hoses, broken belts, fluid leaks, things like that. Things that we can fix ourselves with the right tools. Keeping a basic emergency kit in your vehicle lets you fix those things. What should the kit include? Well, according to NHTSA's website, we should carry some basic tools like a tire jack, make sure that our spare tire is inflated in good shape, and we should also carry the following: cell phone and chargers so we can call for help, a first aid kit to deal with minor injuries, flashlight, some road flares or reflective panel, some of those little light up things, jumper cables, tire pressure gauge, and some basic repair tools like a screwdriver, pliers, etc. Duct tape comes in really handy for repairing leaking hoses, and you should always have some extra fluids like oil and water, maybe some fuses. Personally, I would also add a small tire repair kit and an air compressor, the kind that plugs into your cigarette lighter. I used to live in a place where it seemed like I ran over nails and screws every week. I got so good at jumping out of my car, patching that, getting back on the road without even changing a tire. I could be out of there in 10 minutes. Now, that's great for your car, but we need some things for the people in the car. We need some drinking water, some non perishable food, so chips, jerky, trail mix, some maps, because sometimes our phones do go dead, emergency blankets, towels if it's wet weather, coats if it's cold weather, work gloves, maybe a change of clothes, or at least some good walking shoes in case we do have to walk somewhere to get help. Jug of water, paper towels for cleaning up, and something to stay busy just in case you do have to wait. That last is extra important if you have small kids. You can find lists like this at NHTSA's website at www.nhtsa.gov/summer driving tips and www.ready.gov/kit, which is the government's readiness website. Now, I know what you're thinking. These kits, it's got to take too much time, cost too much money, it's just not worth the hassle. Well, let me reassure you. Cheap kits can be purchased at any store. There are ready-made kits available pretty much anywhere that you go. You can build your own kit for next to nothing, a few pieces at a time. You can also just buy a cheap basic kit and then add a few things to customize it for your needs. That's what I do. Believe me, the peace of mind that you get from having a kit is worth the small amount of time and money that it takes, especially when you balance against the cost of a tow or vehicle repairs. Now that we've talked about how easy it is to build a kit, let's consider what happens when you don't have a kit. A headline from the Daily Mail, a UK newspaper, reads, "Pregnant mother says her family of five forced to camp on the side of the road for 9 hours without water." This is the tale of Nicola Bolt, who, along with her three small kids, I think the oldest was about 10, and her fiance were stranded overnight next to one of the United Kingdom's busiest highways. It all started when their car overheated on the way home from a day at the beach. It was a hot day with temperatures over 100 degrees. There they are on the side of the road with no shade and no shelter. Fortunately, they had a few drinks, a couple sandwiches left over from the picnic, but they didn't last long. After that ran out, the family found themselves suffering. Nighttime brought really cold temperatures, especially after that hot day, and the family huddled together under a picnic blanket, occasionally having to relieve themselves in some nearby bushes, right there on the side of the highway. When a tow truck finally rescued them, they thought their problems were over, but they were just beginning, because Nicola was forced to pay the equivalent of over $1,000 to get her vehicle out of the towing company's lot, not to mention the cost of repairs. She thought her expensive auto service would take care of her, but it didn't. After hearing Nicola's story, I'm sure you'd like to avoid finding yourself in that same situation. So please, take my advice. Go out right after this video, get yourself an emergency kit, buy one, or build one. It doesn't matter. Just keep it in your car for emergencies. Do it for your kids. Do it for your worried mom. Do it for your own peace of mind. Just do it. It's only a matter of time until we each find ourselves stranded on the side of the road. An emergency kit can get us back on the road safely and keep us safe and comfortable if we have to wait. Consider the alternative: a long wait for help and expensive bills. Go get an emergency kit for your vehicle today. You can purchase a simple kit at most big box stores like Walmart or similar stores. Or you can learn how to build your emergency kit at www.nhtsa.gov or www.ready.gov. Next time you get in your car, don't you want to know that you're prepared? I do. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.